Alrighty guys, we are back with another cane. So as you know, we have our, I'm going to call it a flower burst. That one is done. And now we're not going to use purple, maybe for the center, I don't know. I got a pink and white one. But right now we're going to work on making that heart one more time. Yeah, it's scattered here. But this time, we are going to put something... we're going to put something around the edges so that we've got it separated so it doesn't look like a burst. So it's just been a flower day. I made this a little bigger as well. So now I can't mess it up. Alright. Place where I get my clay, they had like free shipping over the weekend, and I went to order, and I went and almost everything was sold out. So I didn't even get one thing to take advantage of the sale. It's like, you know, if it's $7-8 to ship, then I'll just do a regular order when I need the clay. They were out of my most and favorite and important colors. So that kind of sucked because the colors I need are gone. So right now we're just kind of playing with some colors that we do have. I mean, we got a lot of colors, don't get me wrong. But like pearl and white and black. And I think I have 1 more pound of white translucent, so I should be good for a little bit. But it feels like it was when it was COVID. I mean, you couldn't find clay for the life of you. And when you did, you grabbed as much as you could. Because you didn't know when it was coming back. So this one, again, we're just doing cad red and white. All Sculpey Primo. And this is white clay with just a little bit of cad red in it. I went a little more cad red this time, and it was a lot darker than that. So I lightened it up a little bit, but I would have been happy with even a lighter pink, but I was afraid it wouldn't show up on the flower, so I kept it just a little dark. So I'm going to go ahead and pause you guys while I reduce this, because it's not gonna be a quick thing, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done. Okay, so we are back, and what we're doing is basically that same thing that we did before. So I'm gonna go quick on this since you've seen it, and we're just gonna work out all the air bubbles. And on these I go to 3 inches. I'm sorry, not 3 inches. I go to 4 inches and cut them at 1 inch wide. Boy, I think in my last video I was telling you about my neck, and this is the second video today, but boy, oh boy, my neck is worse, and I wish I knew what I did to it. So it's either a pinched nerve, which is what it feels like, or I pulled something. So I might be a little louder this time than I was in the last video. I took the dogs for a walk, and probably did a little pulling on them as well. I want this all the same size. Alright, so yes, you want it as a triangle. I mean, you don't really need to do a triangle. You can set these up next to each other without it, but I like going into a triangle. And we're going to end up doing the same thing as we did the last, and that's bringing that center down a little bit so that it doesn't go into the red when I connect them. Okay, so let's do the red real quick. Got this wonderful heating pad around my neck. I don't know who makes it. It's Nature's Creation on Amazon. They have 2 different kinds. I used to be able to get these for like 20 bucks. And then somehow they went up to 50 bucks for these. Kind of goes around the neck. Oop, and there goes my phone. It's always around my neck, but I don't know. Now they want to charge $54 with them. And I stopped ordering those. And then they came out with a corduroy version. The other one was just fabric. And I'll tell you what, with as much as I use these on my back, I'd go through about 3 or 4 of them a year. Because, you know, you have to put them in the microwave. And sometimes it overheats. And it burns like a little hole. And you get all these little grainy pieces coming out. It's not rice. I don't know what they use in them. But these corduroy versions are only like $28. I think I got them for. So I bought 2 of them. And I'm hoping that kind of just relaxes that muscle just a little bit. Just so I can turn my head. And I'll be happy. Okay, so now we have that. And again, we're gonna kind of put them in a triangle. Not a real good one. I will pay more attention when I actually put this together. Okay, so now we can come in here and, but the thing with this, like the other one, is I don't want the white to go over the red. Okay, so if they're the same size, I like to cut it off a little bit, and it's gonna go up a little bit into the red. I just don't want it to go all the way up on top because I want to kind of keep that border there. And see how that is when you set it up like that. So I'm going to bring this down just a little bit more. But still keeping it kind of thin. So that I can actually close it. Okay. And it does not have to be perfect. If you know me, perfection is definitely not an attribute in my canes. My jewelry, yes. I make sure those are as perfect as I can get them, but I don't think I've ever had one that's been perfect. Okay, so it's kind of the same with the red. I don't want that going all the way up into the pink. So we're going to just bring those down a little bit. Okay, and we have one more red, one more pink, and then we'll cut the other pink in half. Okay, I like that one. And I like that one. Why do I have a feeling? I think I cut the... I did. I cut it wrong. I think I wanted to cut it like this from top to bottom. And that way it gives me a square. Kind of. This did not work because of it not being all the way up. All right, so now we're just going to straighten all that up, and we're going to condense it. Okay, and since you've already seen the other video, I will not bore you again, and I am going to reduce this till I get to 3 inches long. Then I will cut it in half, put it together, and we'll reduce it another 3 inches long. So I'll show you what happens when we get to the first 3 inches. Okay, so we did this about 4 times. It doesn't look at all like the purple and the red. So it's amazing when you use different colors, just the difference that it makes. So now we're just going to get this in a reasonable size. And we're going to do what we did before, which is just round out all our edges. Okay. Okay, so I like that. I think I like doing it this way because I love the randomness of the shape. Okay, so now before we get into making anything on top, like wrapping, you know, where we put the hole in here and add the translucent, we want to make sure that we wrap it first. So I'm going to grab a little bit more Cad Red, because I forgot that I made a bigger cane today. And this one, I think I'm only going to go to a 3. I won't do a 5, because I need like 9 inches if I do 6 of them. So I think we're just going to... Oh, that was my chair. Sorry about that. That was even loud for me. I have an office chair, and it's got a thing that you kind of put your feet on, and it's broken, so if I move my chair sometimes it'll squeak. All right, so we're going to do this side. Okay. And we're going to make sure this is all even. I can't see very far past there, so I'm going to slide that. Okay, and now we're just going to wrap the flower. Okay. Alright, so that can get put away. Okay, so let's see where we are here. I think it's time for the dogs to eat. They know it. They just want to make sure I know it here. Okay, so what I'm trying to do now is find the center of the flower. And it might be a little bit more on this edge. I put that little piece right there that's missing. Okay, and then I'm just going to take some pink. And I do not have that pink I was using. So I found some other pink, but this one looks like Pepto-Bismol. But it shouldn't show up, so I just want to put it right in the middle. And that way Hold on a minute. I wrapped it too far here. I'm just going to shove that right in there. Alright, so that should be center. Okay, now we're going to reduce, and again, I don't know if I want to go 5 or 6, but I'm going to at least get it to 9 inches. And I'll have that option if I want it, or I can keep it at 5. So I don't want to bore you, so I'm going to hit pause really quick and get this to 9 inches, and keeping it as round as you can as you go. Just come in here every now and then and just press on your sides. Okay, you can do this too and just stretch it out. Okay, and then come back down here, and again make sure this is small. So we will be back. Okay, so we did make a last minute decision, and that is we're only going to do 5 petals instead of 6. So all we need is 7 inches. Because this was starting to get really thin, and I was kind of afraid to go any more. So that should be 3 inches. I didn't pull that out far enough. And I'm not really worried about the ends, because the ends always get ruined anyways. Alright, so we're going to cut it off there. Okay, so far I like these. Okay, so I like the pink. But this doesn't seem as fat as I want it. So we're just going to hold on to the bottom here. Okay, and we're just going to round it up a little bit. There we go. That's what I want. Try not to put too much pressure on there, Irene. So it's going to end up going like this. Alright, this one I can't seem to... Okay, so that's the flower right there. That one's the best one. Okay. So now we're going to take our knitting needle again. And we're going to go about right there. And we're going to make this deeper right off the bat. Okay, and see how it kind of gives you like a hard hole? That's why I kind of do this, just to round it out a little bit. So it's not so harsh. Okay. And if you want, you can leave it alone like that. You've got yourself a heart. So that's about the center. That's about the center. Okay. So that's a nice indentation. Now we're just going to smooth it out. So you can use this just for like a regular cane as well. It doesn't have to be a flower. Keep that petal. Wrap it in white. And then just condense them, and you can make a couple rows of them. You can make a bunch of them in different colors. Okay, so again, just come in here and flatten it out a little bit. Okay, I'm going to set this down on the wood because that makes a lot of noise when it hits that thing. Okay, see, that's still a little harsh here. Kind of looks like Mickey Mouse ears. Okay, much better. Okay, so there's two more. Okay. Oops. Kind of squished him a little too much. So just come in here and give it more of a gradual slope there. Sorry about that. I keep dropping it. Okay, so this one needs a little bit of shaping here. So we're going to do each petal or each side on its own. It's just getting really soft. So my sides are a little off on this one. All right, now the last one. So let's see about right there. About right there. Okay, so some are a little wider, some are not. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe put the flower together first. So I can do a purple center or a red center. I think I'm going to go purple. I don't know why. We'll add a little bit of this purple in here. Okay, I don't know why everything is so loud to me tonight. And because this is only 5 petals, we may be able to get away with a larger center. Okay, just a tiny bit. All right, so okay, we can still go small, but better smaller, go smaller than go larger. All right. So I usually do about 1/2 inch increments. I don't have a feeling. Yep, I gotta go down smaller. Wow, I didn't think I'd have to go down so small. I'm gonna go 2 1/4 inches on this one. Okay, I might have to fill that one up with white because it started to sink. Wow, I'm shocked. All right, we're just gonna go another 1/2 inch and that's it. And then we're just gonna have to squish these guys together because I can't go much lower. Okay, so let's make this. All right, let me go ahead and put the, I'm gonna put the translucent in the center because I may have to squish these down to make them a little fatter. And yes, my hands have red on them, but since this is sitting next to the red, it doesn't matter. But when I wrap it, I'll make sure that I wash my hands first and place a clean slice of translucent on the very top. All right, so I don't know how thick I need them on this one. Nope, that's good right there. This way it'll allow me a little bit of time to see if I can get these into a fatter shape. Okay, so now to do that, I can round them again because I've got something that's in the center and it's starting to get a little soft, so that doesn't help. Oh, it's also stretching this out a little bit. Okay. So there's 3. Hmm. All right, so I might have to kind of push these together. Ah! Yeah. That's going to be a hard one, because I don't know. That one's a little messed up. Hey, this is why 6 is so much easier than 5. Alright, I don't know. We're gonna see, huh? Alright, we'll see what happens when we put the translucent in. And this side I really can't get a good idea anyways, just because my ends aren't perfect. Okay. So this is going to be the fun part. This is packing it. And yes, flowers always look funky when you put them together, but the final result usually comes out so much different. So I'm hoping that happens on this one too. Okay, I'm just trying to get an idea of how much we're gonna need in each petal here. It's quite a bit. So if you were to ask me 5 or 6, if your cane is big enough, go for the 6. But as you can see, mine wasn't. It was starting to get really thin. So that's the only reason I cut it off at a 5. I'm hoping I can get 3 out of this one. And then we'll come in here and we'll kind of clean it up a little bit. Got a little bit of red in here. Well, we're going to see what happens. If it's going to be on the side of a red, it really doesn't matter, because it's going to transfer onto it anyways. Okay, so hopefully want the same amount in each of them. And these are a lot smaller. But it is what it is. Okay. That should be okay. So that would be 3. Unfortunately, usually they get smaller. You start running out of all that room in there. Okay, I already know this is way too big. Yeah, just a little too long. Okay, and then you just got to put that last piece right there. Yikes. Grab the pieces that I threw off earlier. Again, they look very pink, but considering they're going to be sitting right next to pink and red, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we're just going to take a little chunk off the bottom there. Okay, so we've got it. Okay, I don't like that. It doesn't go all the way down. So I gotta take that one out and reinsert it. There we go. Yep, same with this. All right, so now all we have to do is pack it. And I'm really hoping that these look like hearts. A little worried about this one. But we'll see what happens. This is a bigger cane, that's for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and condition some translucent. I'm going to wrap it. And then I'm going to reduce it. And we'll come back and show you the reveal. We'll see you in a bit. Alrighty guys, so we have a long snake here. This is definitely a big cane. So I hope, I really hope that this turned out. So I'm going to cut off an end for me. And I'm going to cut these at about 2 inches. Those are going to probably have to leach overnight here. Yeah, I haven't looked at them yet. It's always the scary part, especially on flowers like this, because I'm hoping that the petals look good. I mean, you manhandle these pretty hard, so ugh, I don't know. Sometimes they're not perfect. So it kind of looks like, I like to say, like a cherry flower in a way. But that is what was our heart flower. And actually it turned out okay. So not too bad. So hopefully you liked that one. And as you can see, I've got a lot of these. So I will try really hard to put some of these online. I'm going to leach them tonight so they're not quite so soft, and probably list them a little later. So I hope you guys like that, and we will talk to you next time. Bye.